Hi, hello, welcome to Devon Monk's Works and Worlds. We are on Monday Monk. Now, see, I didn't write it down, but I think we're on Monday Monk 93. I have my sticky note where I was supposed to pay attention to which Monday Monk I'm filming. But as you can see, I only marked off 190, episode 90, which was a while ago. So I think we're on 93. I'm going to stick with that and we'll see if I'm right or not. Regardless of whichever Monday Monk we're on, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for liking and for subscribing. I really enjoy spending a little time on this YouTube channel with you, and I'm really happy that you're here. I hope your week has been going great so far. So I am going to do what we do every week, my friends, talk about how writing is going, knitting is going, and how things are going in Monkland in general. So writing is going really well, thank you. Nursery Crimes is done enough to be shared on Patreon. That means it is a medium clean rough draft. It is a whole story. It reads as a story. Do I think I need to go in and fix some parts of it? Yes. Do I think that about every book I write? Yes. But for this one, because I know how much I had to do to it in revision, which if you've been following along the saga, I think I cut out something like 54 to 57,000 words out of this book and ended up with like 50 some odd thousand words in the book. And it's not like I just pulled out the 57,000 words and the rest of them all worked fine without anything. There are whole new scenes and chapters and stuff written. And it was good fun. And I got it all cleaned up and knitted together to be an actual book from beginning to end, something that has a whole story that comes to something. That's what a novel has to be. But I do think there's a couple of spots in there that if I were to ever publish it, I would go back and fix a few things. And if you're over on Patreon, you get to read it. You get to read it in all its messy glory. And honestly, I'm interested in feedback. I need to let my Patreon people know that too. You know, what do they like? What do they not like as much? It'll be interesting to see how it reads as a weekly installment, because I've done this. There are some writers who have released weekly installments of novels, and I've looked eagerly forward to each weekly installment of the novel and have read it. And when it's out in a book, I notice that there's a little bit of editing that has to be done to kind of make it flow better as a book. So I imagine that would be in my future if I publish this book. I don't know if I'm going to. It might only be a Patreon book, but it's done. It's all ready to be enjoyed once a week. That story will be posted. So if you're interested, you can find it on Devon Monk's Secret Cafe over on Patreon, link down below. So that part of writing is going really well. And then I opened up Wayward Devils that I haven't opened up for a long time. That's book 4 in the Souls of the Road series. And I just kind of dug right in and got going. And shout out to my very good friend Sharon, who was also writing at the same time. And we kind of did a Zoom where we were watching each other to make sure that we were staying at our stations and doing our work. And without that day, I don't think I would have pushed my way through to creating and producing that day. And it was definitely a good boost, and it got me going on Wayward Devils again. Already something has happened that I didn't expect, which is always fun. So I'm going to follow that, and we're going to see where this takes us. And I'm really excited to get this Wayward Devils just cooking. I would like this with all of my work, but I'd like to get it all put together quickly so that I can go through the edits and copy edits and, revision and proofs and all that in a quick manner so that I can get this next installment out to you soon. We'll see how that goes. So that's writing. And how is knitting going? Knitting is also going well. I got a little gifty thing done. The recipient hasn't gotten it yet, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. And then, this is what I can't talk about. I have knitted the toy for the next newsletter, which will be at the end of December. I'll put out a newsletter like I usually do, and there will be a toy for giveaway. One toy that will be given away in the newsletter is the Jolly Pickle, because nobody claimed the Jolly Pickle. I have this entire pickle that nobody has claimed, so Jolly Pickle will be going out to a new winner in the December newsletter. But now we have a new toy going in the December newsletter, and it is Fish in a Sweater. This is a fish, a winter fish, and because he's a winter fish, he needed a sweater, like something else. So this is an adorable pattern, not my pattern, but my knit toy. I just thought it was so cute when I saw the pattern. It immediately made me laugh, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm knitting that. So this little winter fish will be given away in my next newsletter. Come on, come on. You want a winter fish, right? Look at how happy he is. Look at how happy he'll make you. He makes you so happy. So winter fish will be given away at the end of December in the December newsletter. Keep your eye out for the newsletter. And Jolly Pickle will be given away in the December newsletter. I don't know why I can't say December newsletter. It is completely slipping my brain today. But Jolly Pickle will also be given away in the December newsletter. So keep your eye out for that newsletter coming soon. So yeah, knitting is going well. So since I've gotten that little gift done and I've gotten the fish done, I kind of want to knit a hat. I know I do this every year. I'm like, oh, I don't need to knit a hat or a silly hat because I've got a lot of silly hats and I love them. And I'm like, yeah, but there's always another silly hat, right? You can't have too many silly hats. This is a truth, and I stand by it. So anyway, I am going to knit a hat next. I think I'm going to look for a pattern and just get going on something. It might not be for me. I might be knitting it for grandbaby, but I definitely want to knit one. And so I will be digging into that as my next knit project. Okay, so that's knitting. It's going well. Oh, and back to this one knit thing. You know that toy that I was designing that I haven't finished working on? I haven't worked on it since, what was it? I guess it was October. I haven't worked on it since October. I need to sit down and decide if I'm going to put the brain power in to actually make that toy do what I want it to do. We'll see if I stick to it. There have been times when I have abandoned toy projects. It's not often, but every once in a while I'll get into one and then I'm just like, no. No, I don't want to finish it. So we'll see. We'll see if I go after this one and get it done. I will keep you up to date as time goes on. Okay, so that just leaves us with what's going on in Monkland. And well, it is the holidays around here. We are having a lovely holiday. My husband and I took off on Thursday to he was working the beginning of the day. So was I. Actually, we were both kind of working the full day, but he was able to get off of work earlier, like in the late afternoon. And we know that it's, sunsets around 4:30, 4:38 or something like that. But we thought, we wonder if we hop in our car and we drive our little electric car, if we can get over to the coast, which is, it's about an hour away usually before the sunset. So we call it chasing the sunset. And we've done this many times in our relationship where it's like, you want to chase the sunset? And it's like, yeah. And we'll just hop in the car, like get some coffee in a cup and hop in the car and drive to the coast and just watch the sunset over the ocean. And then sometimes we'll stay for a piece of pie or something like that, or grab some fish and chips if it's a food time, a meal time. But often it's just to go over there and either get down on the beach and walk the beach, or just to kind of. That's one of the great benefits of living here in the Pacific Northwest and living here in the Willamette Valley is we are only about an hour's drive away from the coast, and our beaches are all public beaches and they're all free. So, all you have to do is find parking, and we know all the good spots, and we can get over to the beach and just enjoy that. And every time we do it, every time we decide to chase the sunset and get over to the beach, one of us will say, we should do this more often. Why don't we do this more often? We are literally only an hour away from the coast. We should totally go over more often. And we say that every time. And then we try to. So we're going to hope this year that we get over just for quick little jaunts over to the coast more often. We certainly had a good time. It was cold. It was foggy. The fog hadn't come in until it got dark. But before it got dark, we had some great clouds with the sunset on them, peachy and pink. And we went over to Lincoln City, which is the inspiration for Ordinary Oregon, and drove down to Boiler Bay, which is the inspiration for the scene where the Crossroad Demon shows up in, what is it, Diamond Demon? Yeah, that's where that scene takes place. And got some pictures. I'll share them. Not on this video, but I'll put them into the next video. And so I took some pictures. It was a beautiful sunset. It wasn't raining. It was cold, but not as cold as it's been at the coast. Like, it's December and we expected it to be cold, but it wasn't I didn't have to wear a scarf and a hat and gloves. I could just wear a coat and maybe a hat and I was fine. And then we drove down to Depot Bay, which is another part of Ordinary Oregon, and got ourselves some dinner and watched the remaining sunset over the ocean. The tide was really far out. It was far out as in cool, but also like it was really receded. So that was fun to see the ocean at that level. And then we drove home. And it, all in all, I think we ended up spending 3 hours, and it was a lovely, very quick, just get out of town for a second and come home. And we loved it. And so, yeah, it's, again, when I was talking about having like just happy, cozy holidays, that's what I'm talking about. It was a nice drive. We got to spend a little time catching up on all the busy stuff that's been going on. And we got to do some fun things, see our beautiful landscape over there. It's gorgeous, and just have kind of a nice little treat. And then on the way home, we drove around looking for Christmas lights. And so we ended up wandering around the neighborhoods looking for Christmas lights that we could ooh and ah at, which was wonderful. Speaking of that, we did a walk over in Kaiser at their neighborhood that puts on the amazing lights display, all the houses. We know someone who lives over in that neighborhood just off of the actual light route. So they don't actually put up the lights like the other houses. But they live close enough that we could use their house as a good landing spot, which was so gracious of them. Thank you so much for letting us be a part of this. And then we walked the neighborhood and looked at all the very, very fun, very cool lights that were out. And if I think about it, I will also add that to the video, next week's video. But so that was a nice thing that we got to do. Also cozy. And you may notice that like these things aren't costing a lot of money. And I know actually driving to the coast does cost some money, because no matter what kind of vehicle you're going in, you are spending some money on the fuel for that. But, other than that, it was, 3 hours in a lovely, lovely event. And going and seeing the Christmas lights, again, all it cost was fuel of getting over there. And then we just walked it. And that was, a lovely event and some exercise. So that was terrific. And I think knitting is going to feel that way to me too, sitting down and just having a little time to knit something fun. And so yeah, it's been a good holiday so far. And I hope that your holiday has been wonderful too. If you celebrate a holiday at this time of year, if you don't celebrate a holiday at this time of year, I hope you're just having a lovely winter, and that maybe you've had some good fun times just with family or friends. Even if it isn't a holiday reason, maybe just a hey, hello, or, get on a video game and play it together or something like that. And yeah, I'm just wishing you all good things. We are coming up on 2024, my people. I'm hoping for a spectacular year this year, a really good, mellow year where lots of terrific things happen for terrific people like you. Okay, so with that little, I guess that was kind of cheesy, but it's heartfelt. I mean it. You're terrific. With that little heartfelt, cheesy ending, I am wishing you a very wonderful week, a happy holiday, whatever holiday it is that you may celebrate. If you don't celebrate a holiday, just a happy end of December heading toward January and our new year. And until next time, happy reading to you. Bye for now.